Hola, te doy la más cordial bienvenida a la sesión de metal número 59. Soy Ceci Montero, te doy la más cordial bienvenida, ya sea que lo estés viendo por YouTube o Facebook, y a quien me esté escuchando por Uroboric Radio y Rock y Terror Radio Digital, saludos a todos. Muchas gracias a los que me siguen por redes y gracias a los que se han suscrito a mi canal. Si tú aún no lo haces, me encuentras como @ceciondemetal, las dos con C, en todas las redes sociales. Quiero agradecer a Alonso Beltrán, mejor conocido como el Compa, por considerar este show para la entrevista de hoy. Saludos, amigo. Y bueno, hoy me acompaña Chris Logue de Savage Grace, una de las bandas precursoras del power speed metal en Estados Unidos. Savage Grace se formó en 1981 en California y Chris viene a platicar de su último lanzamiento, Sign of the Cross. Hi Chris, how are you? Welcome to Sesión de Metal.
Very well. Thanks for having me on tonight.
Chris, ¿quiénes son los otros miembros de Savage Grace?
The other members are Marcus Doda on drums, Fabio Carrito on bass, David Sandoval on guitar, and Gabriel Colon on vocals.
Chris, después de todos estos años, ¿qué hizo que te decidieras a lanzar música nueva?
You know, I had finished writing my book in late 2019, and it took me 7 years to write the book. And then I put up a website, and I started sending out press releases to sell the book. And an agent friend of mine named Matt Ferrara, he said, you have to make a new album because you got the book. Now you're going to make the new album. And I said, we're only going to make the album if we could find a great singer. And he said, I know a great singer, and I'm going to send you his demo. And when I heard Gabriel, I said, okay, this guy is great. We're going to use him. And then in March 2020, I saw Trump and Fauci on the television, and I knew what they were going to do because a man told me all about the COVID lockstep operation in 1996. He told me all about it. And then in 2014, a guy named Harry Vox, he put all the lockstep documents on the internet, and I read it. So I knew exactly what they were going to do. So I said, I have to leave the United States. So I went to Cancun, Mexico. And when I got to Cancun, I knew they were going to lock everything down. I knew that bands would not be able to tour. There'd be no clubs. There'd be nobody could play music in a nightclub. I knew they were going to do all of that. So I called Matt. I said, now we're going to make the record now because I can get all the musicians because they're not going to be working. They won't be on tour. They won't be doing anything. So they can either play with me or do nothing. So that's when we called Gabriel Colon and we got him on. Then I called a guitarist in Brazil named Kiko Shred and I put him in the band for only a short time because his playing was too much for us. It was like he wanted to be like Yngwie Malmsteen all the time. Too much. So I got rid of him, but he told me about Fabio Carrito and about Marcus Doda. And then I used another drummer from America named Griffin McCarthy. I used him on 2 songs, on Rendezvous and Barbarians at the Gate. But he was very, very busy. He had a lot of obligations and commitments. So I was afraid that he wouldn't be able to go to Africa and record with us on Cabo Verde Island. So I got rid of him and I had Marcus Doda do all the rest of the drums.
¿Qué mensaje le quieres dar al público con este álbum?
Okay, this album, all the songs on it, all of the artwork has a very powerful message. And the message is specifically for the people of Europe and also to the people of USA because they're at a very critical time right now. So one of the things that motivated me to do this album was that the world is going through a dramatic transition now. And it's the duty of all of the good people to stand up for what is right against the evil people of this world who are behind the COVID and behind all of these extermination programs. So I am now telling the world what side I am on. And when people figure out what the meaning of my album cover means, they're going to know. Okay, because everything on the album cover and the inserts is a special message in symbolic language. You know, everything, the world runs on signs and symbols. Signs and symbols rule the world. So when you understand the signs and symbols, you understand what is happening in this world. And when people understand, when they figure out the meaning of my artwork, they're going to know what side I'm on. And all of these, my songs have recurring themes in the music and in the lyrics about what is right and what is wrong and what is, I expose the illusions of this world.
¿Cómo fue trabajar con Roland Rappo?
Very, very easy, because you know, I hired 4 producers before him. I hired Bill Matoyer from Metal Blade Records, but he took too long, so I fired him. Then I hired a producer from Brazil, and he did a very good mix, but he didn't know how to work with me on the money, so I fired him. And then I called Max Norman because I loved what he did with the Malice album, License to Kill. I love that album, and I love the guitar sound on that album. So I called Max Norman, and he wanted a lot of money. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll give him the money, but he has a very strong personality, and I have a very strong personality. So I was getting nightmares. I think he's either going to quit or I'm going to fire him in the first few days. So why even waste time? So no Max Norman. And then our bass player, Fabio Carrito, he said, call Roland Grappau in Germany. So I talked to Roland, and you know, Roland is from the 80s. He's from Halloween. He's a guitar player. His ideas about production are very similar to my own. He likes very loud guitars in the mix. I like loud guitars. And Roland works very fast. I sent him Rendezvous, and he mixed it in 4 days, which is very fast. And when I heard Rendezvous, I said, okay, this is exactly what I want. And I told him, I said, look, this album is set in 1978. We want to sound like 1978, okay? And I said, the 3 albums that we want to create the ambiance is Sin After Sin, Stained Class, and Killing Machine by Judas Priest. All of those 3 Priest albums. So, because in 1978, those albums were very controversial. The Priest sound in those days was very controversial. So I wanted to create that feeling. And so Roland did everything perfectly. I told him I want the guitar sound from the song Chain Gang Woman on the Malice License to Kill album. And if you listen to our guitars and you listen to Malice License to Kill, very similar guitar sound. Although we don't put the chorusing on the guitar, but everything else, the tone, the EQ, is very similar. So Roland was the easiest mix I ever did.
Y entonces, Chris, ¿tienes planes para turear con Savage Grace? ¿Ya tienes algo preparado?
We want to tour Mexico, Latin America, South America this summer, like September. Then we want to tour Europe in October, November, and we're already working on dates for that. And then we want to go back to Europe in the spring of 2024, and then maybe USA later next year.
Chris, qué chido que estuviste en CeciOn, gracias por tu tiempo. Antes de terminar esta sesión de metal, ¿cuáles son tus redes sociales y plataformas digitales? ¿Cómo pueden adquirir tu disco?
Okay, our website is savagegracemetal.com. We also have a YouTube channel, Savage Grace Vivo, and we have another YouTube channel, Savage Grace Official. We have a Facebook page, Savage Grace Official, Instagram, Savage Grace. Our record is available on Amazon Mexico, on eBay, on Tower Records, at Walmart.com. All of the major retailers have our new album.
Pues muchas gracias, Savage Grace. También agradezco a quienes echaron su sesión de metal. Si les gustó este contenido, interactúa con nosotros dándole like, comentando y compartiendo. Por otro lado, apóyame suscribiéndote a mi canal. Dale like, dale a la campanita de notificaciones para que no te pierdas de otras cápsulas. Por favor, sígueme en TikTok, Face, Insta y Twitter. En todas me encuentras como @ceciondemetal, las dos con C. Te dejo tanto las ligas de Savage Grace como las mías para que no haya pretexto. Nos vemos en la sesión 60. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you very much.